Hey everybody, Brian here from Alphatrends.net. Today is Wednesday, the 20th of March, and more important than anything, the Fed said today was price action, and prices have spoken loudly. We are at new all-time highs in the S&P 500. We had held this band of support. We had gone to cautious, but not bearish. I make that clear all the time. When we're in a primary uptrend on the daily time frame, I'll get cautious when we start to turn sideways and maybe make short-term lower highs and lower lows, but I'm not going to get bearish when we're in such a positive market environment with, again, all-time highs on the S&P 500 on this weekly chart. The buyers remain in control. Raise your stops as you see appropriate for your time frame. The NASDAQ, not new all-time highs, but quite impressive the way it held support this week. It was looking pretty vulnerable, truthfully, prior to today's action, but we're back above the 5-day moving average, the month-to-date volume-weighted average price, the anchor from the prior high. Buyers remain in control. This is our key level at about 432.5, and as long as 432.5 holds here in the coming, through at least the end of the week and into early next week, you'd be foolish, I think, to be a short seller. The Russell 2000 turned abruptly here today as well. It got beyond this prior little band of support, which had turned resistance. And now for this market, I think if you're looking to get involved, you don't want to be a buyer on this break of this high because it got a little bit extended. Instead, in the next couple days, maybe it starts to pull back a little bit and settle down, find some buyers along the 5-day moving average, and then it would be a better place for a purchase. Doesn't mean it's going to do that, but that would be the better scenario for a purchase. I'm personally not looking to chase it here. But again, it is impressive the way that it recovered and got back above that 5-day moving average as well. Semiconductors, not as strong on a relative basis, but since the beginning of this move, they've outperformed everything. So it's okay for them to slow down a little bit, I think, here. But still, we've held support here on a closing basis. And now if we can see something like this, create a little higher low, and then the 5-day moving average curls up underneath, then I think you've got to look at these semiconductors as being able to push another move higher here again. This is a nice lighter volume. The volume is basically flat, but it was increasing on the way up, peaked right at the turning point, and subsequent to that, we're seeing a slow pullback that maybe is about to reverse itself here in the next couple days. So keep a close eye on those, of course. Biotechs are right down, as we know, to the year-to-date anchor. That's that purple line in the 50-day moving average. They broke the declining 5-day moving average today. Tomorrow, as we get rid of this data, and let's say we pull back in here, well, then the 5-day moving average will come up and touch it from underneath. So I think this is probably your best group to keep an eye on for potential upside. That is, we'd like to see a little bit of a pullback and then buy strength. Absolute worst case stop for now is under here. For an investor, for a swing trader, for whatever your time frame is, I would like to see it do something like this. Perhaps then maybe be a buyer here with an initial stop for a swing trade underneath that low if we see something like that develop. Financial stocks, they just continue to grind higher, and it does look like they are in fact going to go for that all-time high. I wouldn't be surprised for a break of that all-time high and then a pause, some kind of pullback, similar to what we've seen and we were talking about in Bitcoin. Bitcoin, it broke that all-time high that it was from November of 2021, pulled back, and as we had noted in last night's video, it came down right to the anchor from the beginning of this move. See that video if you need a refresher. I am still long the piece that I purchased yesterday, and looking likely to sell half of that add-on piece. I still have, I was mentioning this to Alphatrends subscribers, I still have a core position from down here where the original breakout occurred. That is a third of my original position. I've purchased more here. I'm going to sell half of it, most likely sometime tonight up in this 66 to 67,000 level in Bitcoin, but that is behaving well. I still think it rallies up to that anchor from the peak, pulls back, makes a higher low, and then there'll be a better opportunity for a position to hold. But that's trading. That's not investing. Otherwise, it behaves really well. Energy names taking a very small break here up at this after this big run, and they deserve a little bit of a rest, but they're still quite bullish, higher highs and higher lows above a rising 5-day moving average.